Is I'm on here? Y'all remember that tea I told you was my favorite? Well, long story short, the homies like it too, but they say hold the pole. Beto, real quick, you still be fumbling your bread recipes? You do. What you think you be doing wrong? I ain't even gonna hold you. I seen somebody add salt and sugar to the yeast talking about they waiting for it to bloom. I'm just trying to figure out who told her to add the salt. Did you know that adding salt to your yeast will kill it? You see how complicated this right here look? Yeah, ain't nobody got the time or the money for that, so I'm just trying to show you how to do it right the first time. Do you hear me? Now again, where do you think you mess up at when you making bread? I have published a live cookbook, and in that cookbook I will be posting recipes weekly. There is already one recipe in there, and that's the recipe for the roll. You see how I just fed the homie steak and eggs? As soon as I started cleaning up the kitchen, they talking about what's for dessert. Who want dessert after brunch? But what I did, that's right, I digress and got right back to the rolls. There is a separate video for each bread recipe as well as the cake recipe within this video. As always, we will be more focused on technique versus recipe, okay? Because if you follow this recipe on the back of this box to the T, it's not gonna come out tasting how mine did. And why do you think that is, chat? That part, the technique gonna triumph the recipe every time. Honestly, when it came to a recipe, I used to call myself looking up something and I would see I wouldn't have a lot of the ingredients that the recipe called for. So that's when I started saying, oh, I gotta create my own recipe. Because listen, I don't always have no milk and eggs. You understand? That was the situation that made me create a non-dairy dinner roll. Once I perfected the technique, I never messed up a recipe after that. But let's say you do mess up a recipe like these bagels. Listen, we're gonna have to run that by. Honestly, just wanted to show you guys the difference between using bread flour and AP flour. You can definitely tell the difference by the way it tastes and by the way it looks. My son really enjoys these rolls, and I was supposed to make him when I made lasagna, but I didn't. So I made them for him yesterday and then gave him his little steak dinner. And then I also had to redo his whole birthday moment over, okay? Because I needed to see my baby smile. And when I tell you that cake was so fire, do you hear me? Moist. All right, y'all. Be easy.